Welcome back, everybody.
Howdy.
I sound way better.
Way better.
This is Super Blast X, and you are coming back to the Show Super Hyper podcast. I am still recovering. I went to the doctor since last time we had one, and I feel so guilty about having that last episode come out so late. I wanted to get this one out as soon as possible. We literally just finished watching both episodes of Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, and I thought we'd be able to jump in, get this podcast recorded, and get it out by Monday, so that way we can get as many people on as possible. I apologize. I am Super Blast X. I did say that, but I didn't introduce my co-host.
Hi, my name is Toku Tony. First time commenter, long time listener.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really need to introduce you because this is it.
This is all that's it.
Another reason why I really wanted to get this podcast done is I really, really enjoyed the episodes when I watched them yesterday.
Yeah.
I watched them at my dad's house. We were doing like a little celebration for my sister's communion, which I did talk about last episode where we went to the church and everything. But we were at the house and we were having pozole and everything. And I had my phone up on I had the live stream on my phone. And yeah, as I was watching specifically King-Ohger, I was like, man, I cannot wait to talk about what happened in this episode. But yeah, how was your past 3 days?
I know we're recording this on Sunday. The episodes were surprisingly dubbed really quickly. Subbed really quickly. We could dub these episodes. I could do it. I'm a VA. I don't stutter at all. These episodes were subbed really quickly, surprisingly. So we were able to do everything on Sunday. I'm super glad because, man, we usually do it on Wednesdays. Kind of late.
No, we usually do them on Tuesdays.
Yeah. Wednesdays are late.
No, we usually use on Monday. We do record these on Monday.
Yeah.
And then we try to get them up on Tuesday as soon as possible. Last time we had recorded on Wednesday last week.
Yeah.
And it came up on Thursday. Yeah, that is BS. And I hope to never have to do that again. But
you're dying.
I was dying.
You were dying.
I still am.
And you really, really, really wanted us to record on Monday.
Yeah. When I was really, really bad.
Yeah.
Last week.
It's all for the love of the game.
Yeah. I do enjoy talking about this stuff.
Hell yeah.
So, and I don't want to get behind. Let's see. Not really a lot that changed in the past couple of days. I did start playing Metroid 2 for the Game Boy on Nintendo Switch Online. Original Game Boy. And that game is really weird and obtuse, but I'm still having a lot of fun. It's still Metroid. I love Metroid games.
Yeah.
Obtuse in that it doesn't really tell you where to go, what to do. And there's no menu. There's no map. So I'm not doing this with a guide either. I'm just playing it. Mm-hmm. This is going to take me a long time. And also, it's a really weird, different game compared to the first Metroid, and even any other Metroid. Normally in Metroid, the main thing about it is exploration. Mm-hmm. So you get to I always use this kind of example. You get to a red door. You can't get past that red door, so you backtrack and you find a new weapon. Oh, that weapon can actually open the red door now. Okay, you go back to the red door, and you keep going. Now you get to a green door. Oh, you can't get to a green door, so you backtrack a little bit and get to a red door you couldn't get before. Now there, you find a boss, and that boss has a thing to get to the green door. So it's that over and over again. That's the loop of Metroid, and I love that loop because it encourages exploration.
Right.
And it encourages mobility because it like... You don't just get like keys or like ways to open doors. You also get ways to explore the environment. So like her morph ball is really, really cool because you see like a little gap in an area and you're like, oh, I bet I can get there if I could if I could. And then when you can, you get there and there's little treasures there, or there's a whole new path, or turns out that was the right way you're supposed to go. I love that about Metroid games. Metroid 2, not so much. It's the objective of that game is there's 40 something or 30 something Metroids that you have to hunt down and kill.
Wow.
And that's it. I'm sure there's other bosses, but it's very objective based like that. And it's not like this one's in this quadrant, because like I said, there's no map, there's no menu. You just gotta play the game and figure out where you're going. Regardless, I'm having a lot of fun doing that, because it is still a Metroid. It is still shooting and running and turning into a ball, and exploring, but not as exploration heavy as I like, but it's still fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because that's kind of how Nintendo approached their sequels for a little while. Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 could not be more different. I don't know if you've ever seen Zelda 2.
No.
You remember the game, Hey Ice King, Why'd You Steal Our Garbage?
Yeah.
That's Zelda 2.
Oh, really?
The way that game plays is exactly how Zelda 2 plays.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And Mario Bros 2, I mean, here in the US it was Mario Bros 2. If you've played that one, you know how different it is from original Mario Bros, where you can pick up items. There's a heart meter. You play as Peach, Luigi, Toad. It's very different from the original Mario Bros. And then this one, Metroid, the first Metroid, like I said, is very exploration based, very heavy on fighting bosses and figuring out what you're doing. And then this one, Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, it feels different in that your objective isn't so much to explore. I mean, it is to explore because that just comes with it. It's more of like almost like a checklist. Like you got to get this amount of Metroids to beat the game. So it's just really interesting because then when you get to the third game of the franchise, like Mario Bros 3, my favorite Mario Bros game, kind of goes back to how the first Mario game was. Zelda 3, which is A Link to the Past, a lot of people's favorite Zeldas, goes back to how it goes. And then Super Metroid, masterpiece, one of the best games ever made. That also is just basically Metroid, the first one, but way better. So it's just interesting. And I have never beaten Metroid 2 all the way, the original Metroid 2. So I'm going to try to do that just for fun. I do have Samus Returns on the 3DS. I haven't beaten it yet. Time got away from me. And that was around when the Switch was coming out, so you didn't really have much time. Didn't really have a reason for me personally to play my 3DS anymore because Breath of the Wild. Speaking of, this weekend we're getting the new Zelda game.
Yeah. Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. I'm probably gonna wait to jump on that. But I am excited for everybody else that's gonna get to play it. How about you? Have you played anything lately?
I was never really a huge Zelda fan to begin with. The only thing I've been playing recently is the Sword Art games on the PS Vita. I've been getting back into all those Hollow Fragment, Hollow Realization, and Lost Song. Because the new one's coming out. Forget the name, but it's the one with Alicization, which is the newest part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming out next month on the 10th, and I'm really happy for
June
that.
10th?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's gonna be really good from what I'm hearing, from what I'm seeing. It's just those games are super grind heavy. They're MMOs.
Who's the developer?
Don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been the same developer for all of them.
Is the publisher Bandai Namco?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just wonder because you said it was coming to everything, which means Switch. And I know there's a lot of things they have to
Developer
hold back on.
Aquaria.
Okay, never heard of them.
Aquaria. Yeah, me neither.
But I'm sure they've done other SAO games.
It's an RPG story, not an MMO.
Gotcha.
So those are super grind heavy. I'm not really into RPGs except for the Sword Art games. Everything else that I try to get into like that, it's either been super complicated or not really interesting for me. I tried playing Black Desert Online for a long time. I tried getting on that game so many times over the years so many times.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't get into it ever.
Nice.
I have been trying to play more on the Switch though. I've been playing the Clubhouse 51 games
All the time.
I'm trying to get everything Grandmaster.
Oh yeah,
Master of the games.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I did was Toy Baseball. That was super easy to get.
Oh,
Master.
Cool.
It took me like 20 minutes to do the whole thing.
Cool.
And then I played online with people, and there is like no comparison. It is so much harder to play online.
Well, at least you found matches. That's cool.
Yeah. It was weird. I wasn't expecting people to be playing Toy Baseball at that time. It was like 2 a.m. when I was trying to do it. I found one person. We went like through a whole like 9-inning game like 2 or 3 times, and they went by so quick because it's so hard to anticipate over online with the lag and everything when to hit and when to throw, which made me really want to play MLB The Show. But that's in the Xbox Game Pass.
It's also on the Switch, but
yeah, but I'd much rather play it on the PC so I wouldn't have to like go through like the graphics card thing, making my computer slower if I want to record it.
But you record.
On the Switch is like, well, the Switch is like, I don't want to say simpler games, but it's like not as like super graphics heavy. Like let's say if I was playing Star Wars: The High Republic, I'd rather play that on the PC than on the Switch, and then record it on the PC than on the Switch.
But why?
It's just because it looks better on the PC.
Okay.
And it plays better on the PC.
But what you wanting it to do like that means it would be more hard on your computer.
Well, yeah, it would just look better.
Right, but before you were saying you didn't want it to be hard on your computer.
Right. Yeah, because
but putting it on the Switch would make it not hard on your computer.
Putting it through the Switch and then putting it through the Elgato adds more processing power.
Okay.
Yeah. Shoving it through the Elgato and then recording it through OBS, that uses up a lot of RAM, I found out. So if I just use like the computer, if I play a PC game, it doesn't use up as much RAM as if I was playing it through the Elgato, through the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird the way that works for me.
Okay.
On my PC.
I don't really know much about this stuff, folks. But yeah,
nothing in the past 3 days. Nothing. Not really anything's going on.
Yesterday, when I was at my dad's for my sister's coronation celebration, I took my Switch, of course, and I took Clubhouse 51 games.
Yeah.
That's a really fun game to play with my sister. She is 9. So that's a really fun game that we can both just hop in and just play whatever. We played a lot of Connect 4. She just couldn't get the diagonal ones. She just kept missing them. But after a while, I asked her if she wanted to play anything else, and she chose Blackjack because she knows how to play it.
Well, she knows how to play Blackjack.
Kind of. I explained it to her, and after a while, she understood it. But I think that's something we should try. You, me, and Omar.
Oh yeah,
because it's really fast and it's really interesting how we can actually play on one system. Mm-hmm. I think we can get a kick out of that. So we should try that, especially since that's also a game that does not need to worry about lag.
Yeah.
Because if there is lag, it's not that much, and B, it's not that big a deal. Mm-hmm. So I think we can probably expect one of those videos soon. I want to do that. I want to play Blackjack with us 3.
Yeah, let's do it. If Nintendo's online system ever works, period, we could all play another round of Mario Party. Or Mario Party 2. But man, that first one was so janky.
Well, y'all played, right?
Yeah.
I played recently.
Me and Omar played. It worked a lot better. Mm-hmm. With just 2 people. Mm-hmm. It was still very laggy at some points, but it was definitely a lot better. It didn't crash on us once. I'm assuming if we were to get 4 people on the same Wi-Fi in the same house, it just would be unplayable.
It doesn't accept that. For whatever reason, it's 1 Switch per Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's crazy, ridiculous.
I mean, if we were Like, let's say I was playing Smash Brothers and I was playing online with somebody, and you were playing Mario Kart online with somebody else, that would work. But if we're both online playing Smash Brothers against each other, it doesn't work. It kicks us out. But I kind of get that because we're in the same goddamn house. So
why would we not just play on one Switch? That's Nintendo's reasoning. Just like how in the video I referenced the back when they did a direct, they were saying the new game share system, and it was 2 executives, and he just put one game card that he had and put it in the hands of the guy next to him, and that's Nintendo's new game share feature.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You remember that, Press?
No.
It was this guy. He had like Smash Bros or something. This is the new game share feature if you want to share games with your friends. And he just turned to his right and then handed the game over to the other guy.
I think you're confusing memories.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I remember. And that just like summarizes it. Like if just share the game in person, there's no like need to go.
So that was actually way back when the Xbox One came out. At E3, Xbox announced they had an always online DRM where if you played a game, it had to go online to check that you own that game. Yes. So the game sharing was no longer a thing anymore. So the next day, Sony had their press conference and they recorded a thing where, hey, here's our game share. And they took a PS4 disc, passed it to their person next to them, and that's how you share games on PS4. I remember that.
You remember that?
That's a thing. Nintendo never did. Nintendo's not petty like that. Because the reason that happened is because it was a response to Xbox fumbling so bad, the reveal of the Xbox One.
Right.
Sony went and recorded that to respond to it.
I believe that because I exploited the game share feature for PS4 so much. Half the games on my PS4 system aren't mine. They're like my friends. That you log into their PSN and then download it onto your console and then go back to your PSN and it's still on the console. You just play it through like that.
Nobody heard that. You guys didn't hear that?
Well, Sony can fuck off.
Okay.
And I think, in my mind, I thought Nintendo would be petty like that.
Never. Literally never.
Never?
No.
I'll have to check on that.
Yeah. No.
Because that was in my mind for like years.
No. Nintendo wouldn't be that petty at all. They're like Disney. Disney wouldn't do that either.
No?
No. Another thing that happened while I didn't get to really get into last week, 3 days ago, was I got some packages in from Toe Collectibles. Shout out to Toe Collectibles. Toe Collector on Twitter. I got my Kaku Ranger Shoto, which is little figures of Kaku Ranger, which is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Ninja here in America. And I got my Shoto Ninja Man, which is Ninjor here in America. And they're about 3 inches, 3 to 4 inches figures. And they come with all kinds of hands, accessories. They're super posable. They're super nice. They're some of my favorite figures I've ever gotten ever before. They're great representations of these suits in Super Sentai.
Ninjor.
And then the thing I've been looking forward to the most to shipping. I finally got my mini Pla King-Ohger set.
Yeah. That came in just in time.
Man. And I say that with like 3 other mini Pla sets I still have to make. But the King-Ohger one, for whatever reason, I guess it's because the show's on and I'm hype. I was really looking forward to that. I haven't made it yet because, again, dying. But hopefully this week I'll get to make it. I did book a job for tomorrow, so I'm going to be working tomorrow, Monday.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And hopefully, maybe when I get out, I'll make it just to make it. What would really be cool someday is if I could get a camera set up over my desk and I could like build it on stream. Because man, just making these little mini Pla. That's also why I like Yudo and Shoto, is because it's the same kind of deal where you're like making these figures, putting stickers on them, attaching whatever you have to attach to them and everything. I love it. I love that craft part of it, because when you're done, not only is that like a cool Super Sentai mecha, it's also yours. You made it of your own. I love it. So hopefully this time, next episode we record, I'll have my King-Ohger mini Pla set I'll have pictures up. Oh, I should put pictures up. I also, while I was dying in my room, I rearranged some of my figures. I'll put those pictures up on Twitter actually. I rearranged my Zenkaiger, Ryu Soldier, and Lupat displays.
Everything looks really cool.
I really liked messing with those a lot. Speaking of Lupat, one of our videos that I did, Tony, you weren't super part of the video at all. But the Zyuohger video where I get David to talk about Zyuohger with me, it's about 2.5 hours long, and for some reason that video is at about 4,000 views.
Yeah, as of right now, it should be at 4,000 by now.
That video just keeps climbing up, and it makes me want to explore another Sentai, because I think people like that we focused on one and just talked about it from beginning to end. We covered that whole Sentai.
Yeah.
So when I was messing around with my Lupin Ranger and Pat Ranger toys, I had my Henshin gun too. I have the gun, and I was putting the little vehicles in there and everything, messing with it, doing the sounds and everything. And I was just remembering how much fun those figures actually are, how much fun the mech are, the toys, all that stuff. So I kind of want to do that next, especially since you saw it.
Mm-hmm.
David saw it. We can get us three together to talk about Lupat. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be good. It'd be really good, especially since that Zyuohger video has been steadily climbing the entire time it's been up.
Yeah.
I think that just shows that if we talked about a previous Sentai, like a memorial sort of thing, that would do really good as well.
Well, yeah, I like the name I made, Celebrating Sentai. The only thing is with those, it takes time. It takes time and time. You're watching something, so it's not work, but it takes work to go through the series and figure out what episodes are the highlights. Because I did that with Zyuohger, and I found it was really easy with Zyuohger because I'd seen it 2 times before already, maybe 3.
Oh wow.
I've seen it myself, and then I saw it with David. I didn't watch the whole thing with him because he finished it on his own. But Zyuohger just had that kind of lasting effect on me. I don't think Lupat had that kind of effect, but A, I know it has a good fan base, and B, I know there's stuff there to talk about. So I just got to go through the series and pick out what episodes, and then so we got to do that. And then I got to get the episodes to you guys so that you guys can watch the episodes. And then I also have to, while watching the episodes, get the pictures for the episodes.
Right. Getting the pictures is that's the most time consuming part. Yeah.
Especially since, like I said, that's the older episode of the podcast, that Zyuohger thing. It's 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
That's a long time for anybody to come and sit down. And when I go through the analytics, it's not like people are watching it all the way through, and I get that. But the fact that it's at 4,000 views, there's something there.
Yeah.
So I do want to do another Celebrating Sentai episode. And I'm thinking about that. We could also do Q Ranger. I think that might be easier to pull episodes for. Because I can think of a couple of those. Because when we were watching that, I remember going back and just rewatching episodes while it was airing, just because they were so fun. Like the Sun Moon power up.
Yeah, that was so good.
When Garu turned into man, Wereman, or when and Gold shined bright, or Orion, that whole thing. Like, I'm just talking about it. You that was your first one that you saw live, right?
Yeah, that was the first one, live cast.
Yeah,
through it.
So that would be a good
Shield.
one. That's also the first one that while live, I jumped in all the merchandise. Like I have the gun. You have the.
I also have the gun.
You also have the gun and
Longshong Rompo's gun. And a bunch of
Kyutamas, yeah. So that would be a fun one to jump into as well.
And a Kajiki Yellow Sofubi.
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
The Sofubis are really cool. I didn't see the appeal in it until I got the Kajiki Yellow Sofubi. Those are really cool.
Yeah, and they're like just figures.
Yeah.
They don't pose or anything. Before that would be it, but then Yudo happened. And Yudo actually happened during Q-Ranger, which
I have the legendary super rare original 3 Yudo, which is of Shishi Red, Orion, and Phoenix.
Oh Soldier.
Oh Soldier.
Yeah. Space Busta.
Super hard to find.
So yeah, that whenever those were announced, I remember seeing them and thinking, okay, that's cool, because they came out so late in the show. I mean, Orion is in that set, so
yeah.
But then the following season was Lupat, and those happened, and I didn't jump into those either, even though I should have. I was looking at the build stuff, the Soto build. That was when I was like, oh man, Soto looks really cool, and I never did it because it was just, at the time, it seemed super expensive.
Which it is.
And then after that was Real Soldier, which I didn't really pay attention to that toy line as much. I did get the DX mech, but not the figures. And then what was after build? Zeo, that was interesting. Those Soto were interesting too. But then after that was 01. Did not pay attention to that Soto.
No, nothing.
After Ryu Soldier was Cure Major. That was when I first jumped into Yudo proper, and I got that live.
Yeah, I remember those like the first Yudo I saw were the Cure Majors.
And then fast forward, I ended up getting all the Lupat Yudo. I ended up getting all of the Ryu Soldier Yudo.
Yeah.
I still don't have the Q-Ranger ones. I never got the build ones. I got a couple Zeo ones. Yeah.
So Soto started a few years before Yudo.
Yes.
Soto started with X-Aid.
Yes.
I got you some X-Aid Soto that are incredibly old. Those stickers do not last.
No.
I'm looking at one right now. I'm looking at one Soto
Poppy?
X-Aid. Yeah, Poppy right there. Man, those are so cool. They have the arms that don't move any directions.
Yeah, they
just
are.
Like fists.
Yeah. Very limited. It's crazy how far Soto's come.
I was just about to say that. It's so crazy. Because you have Poppy right next to Aguilera. And just the...
Oh, yeah. That's
just like the modeling in both of those and the posability. And just like the colors and everything that's on it. Way, way more better.
Oh, that reminds me.
Way more advanced.
Let me see if I can find Gene Invincible.
Oh, yeah.
From that revised set. No. Yeah, that's going to be in the Geats set. I'm thinking of the weapons that she got later. That's going to be in a premium Bandai set. Anyway.
They announced Soto Chronicle, Forze. And I'm really thinking about getting that. It's everything. Everything.
Well, it's all the switches and like his power-up forms. But for base Force, Meteor, those are still, that's a different set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks so good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Soto, Yudo, and the mechs and all that, I'm trying to be more involved in the community, little by little.
Oh, yeah.
Super Blast Tech sent me a couple tweets about Toku Chris showing his theater tickets for Shin Kamen Rider. Of like, hey, this is what I got. It's almost sold out. Or something along those lines. And then people in his replies and people in quote retweeting him about the seats that they got and their theaters. If you look up Shin Kamen Rider tickets, you'll see a bunch of pictures of like the seating chart for people that have gotten the tickets. Like, oh, hey, my theater sold out over here, or my theater only has one person, or I'm the first person in this theater. So I put a picture of mine, and I added Super Blast Text over here because our theater only has like 8 people so far. That group of 3 that I was talking about before, our 3 and then another 3, that 3 turned into a group of 4. So now there's 4 people in the front row and then one random person sandwiched in between the middle rows of us 3 and then the other 4 in the front row. I also tweeted out something about Toku Toy Friday, which was something that started with Marco Satsu. He sent out a tweet. Every first Friday of the month is Toku Toy Friday. So I got involved in that. I showed a picture. I tweeted out a picture of my Zenkaiger Memorial Geertlinger, along with my SH Figure Arts Zen Kaiser, doing a what do you call that pose? You posed them like that. I didn't want to change the pose because it looked so good. It's what Guile does in the Street Fighter movie. This is what I showed to M. Bison. He does like the thing. I don't know what that's called.
It's up yours, but
up yours? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you're not supposed to keep it in that pose.
It's an old expression. I don't see it nowadays. That goes to show, because that's the reference that I know it of. The only reference is when Guile is on the TV report, or is on TV, and he goes, "This is what I want to show to M. Bison." And he does the up yours thing. That's a great pose. You did that. You came into my room and you got the figure arts that I had it. I forget what pose I had it in, but you did that, and I was like, "Oh, he was doing
the rider kick."
Yeah. Inappropriate. So then you did it to the other one, and that was like a perfect pose. So I kept it like that. Put that in front of the Memorial Geertlinger. Put that off into Twitter. I just want to be more involved in the community.
Yeah. I remember right before we started this episode, and you were saying like, "Oh, it's only been 3 days. How are we going to cover talking about stuff?"
Yeah.
It's been half an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what I found out through editing all these videos? I edit all the videos, by the way. Every time they go out, I always put it through editing software. But I found out that the chunk of the episode is just us talking about the week, and our recaps go over like so quickly, but they're like so like information packed that it makes sense like that. If our podcast is an hour and 10 minutes long, 30 minutes of it is dedicated to what we do, which is pretty cool, because at first the podcast episodes were just the episodes, and maybe like 5 minutes in the beginning of us saying like, "Hey, how was your week?"
Yeah.
I like that we're getting more comfortable into this.
Oh, you know what? Next time we record this, we're going to be on the other side of a Killers concert.
Yes, we are. We're gonna be live recording from the Killers.
Nope. Wrong.
We're gonna be backstage.
Absolutely incorrect.
We're gonna meet the people. When we go to the Killers, we're gonna set up the podcast and everything, and we're gonna have the Killers talk to us while we do it. So I'm really excited for that.
Our concert is on Sunday, Mother's Day. It's gonna be fun. But that means we're probably going to record on Monday.
Yeah.
For this to go up that Tuesday.
Unfortunately.
Maybe Monday. But yeah, that's going to be fun. And I'm counting on the days to this concert, because after this concert, for me,
for you,
is the real concert that I can't wait for.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not even going to say it again. But
you're not gonna say it again. You're not gonna say it.
I'm not gonna say it again.
You're not gonna say
it. Houston bought those tickets so fast. Houston bought the tickets of them coming here so fast
on the nose
that they had to come here twice.
Oh, he said it. He said it.
I'm gonna go to the second show, of course.
It's on the nose every time.
But I've just been listening to their music nonstop.
I know. Whenever you were getting the pictures for this episode, you were putting that on.
I do that every week.
Yeah.
I mute the shows, and I have my Twice music playing.
I don't know if you were doing it to annoy me, but like the first 5 episodes of King-Ohger, whenever I was like setting up my chair and getting my whatever I needed to do to watch the show, the waiting music would just be K-pop.
Waiting music?
Yeah. I would just be doing whatever, and you'd have K-pop
before
like
we start
on
watching
the TV.
it?
Yeah, before we start watching it.
I don't do it to annoy you.
No?
I don't care.
Okay.
I did it to make myself happy.
I know. Because before we start the episode, it'd be like, okay, before we start the episode, here's the mandatory two.
I'll do that on
music videos
purpose.
from
Yeah,
Twice.
when I would say that, yeah.
Yeah. Here's the
Because
mandatory.
you had to pay. You had to pay to watch the episodes.
I have to pay the toll.
Yeah, by watching one music video. It used to be Girls.
It used to be Girls, but now it's Twice and New Jeans.
No, not really New Jeans.
But that is the price I pay. That's my toll. The toll fee.
Coca-Cola masista.
God damn it! That I have to watch a K-pop video here before we watch Superhero Time.
If there's a new Girls song, it's gonna be that.
Right.
But I didn't even show you the new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think I will. It's fine. All right, and we're back. Let's go ahead and get into the episodes.
Superhero Time.
All right.
Geats number 34.
So it opens up with Geats. He's back. Everybody, yay!
Yeah.
And he's got his sights on the GGP. He's gonna go after the Game Master, and they have this really big fight. This really cool kick scene. And basically, Geats' resolve is he's gonna end the GDP because he knows now this is not at all his mother's wishes. She's doing this against her will and everything. So he wants to avenge her, set her free and everything.
Right.
So just as Geats is doing his whole beat up and everything, Buffa swoops in and steals his kill.
Yeah, so this is my prey.
Leaving behind the driver. And just as we expect to see Buffa versus Geats again, we get this weird floating man with his gloves floating and everything.
Yeah, it freaked me out.
This dude's name is Seul?
Yeah, Seul, Seul.
And he is the progenitor of the GGP, so basically the creator.
Yeah.
The guy who did this whole thing from the beginning. And we've seen him before a couple times.
Yeah.
Now we have his name, and he's actually here in person.
And like who he is.
Yeah. And he sort of resets everything, takes everybody away. And I think this might be the last time we see him. I hope not, just because it's not really closure.
Yeah.
But then we get to we see we recognize who this is.
Right, we know.
Yeah, it's Kekara, who's Keiwa's sponsor, the frog guy.
In human form.
This is human form, yeah. He picks up the driver, and then we get into the credits of the episode. I did take some pictures of the opening credits.
Oh, cool. Yeah, hey, guess what, people?
So, last week we talked about it a little bit, but yes, this episode fully leaked.
Uh-huh.
Right after the last episode aired, Toei aired this one as well. So good on you if you did not if you not watch that along with last episode and waited, because we went ahead and waited.
Like us.
I mean, part of it is that they didn't sub it either.
Yeah.
Which thank the subbers for not doing that.
Thank you, subs.
Of all episodes too, for them to actually leak, sucks that it was this one.
Which is how conveniently we're able to do this on Sunday, because as soon as Sunday morning, I think they had it up.
Yeah, Sunday morning, both of these episodes were ready. Anyway, this is Keiwa's sister, Sara. She's gonna be in the show now, or she's gonna be in the not DGP anymore, the Desire Royale.
Yeah, Sara Sakurai.
But yeah, she's cool. And then we see the team in the Desire Royale. Keiwa looks done.
Yeah, he's over it, man.
He's ready to just
he's ready. He's trying to fill his resolve, save everyone.
Sara, for some reason, has some sort of optimism still. I feel it's weird.
Well, she doesn't know.
She doesn't know much about anything. I mean, here's also the thing.
He's gonna learn.
We'll get to it when we get to it, but yeah. So we see the team. Not one of the team because everybody's against each other, but this is like the main cast. But we also see this shot, and I think this was interesting because it implies that they might be on the same. They're not.
No.
But it implies they're on the same team or something.
Right.
Their goals are not the same. And I do think it's funny. It highlights how short Michinaga is.
Oh, dude, he's a short man.
Yeah.
But he also has like platforms because he wears Doc Martens.
Sure.
Yeah, so he's like he's like my height.
I don't know about shoes.
Doc Martens are boots that give you like a 3-inch lift.
Okay.
Not really, but It seems like with these two being in this spot, since their wishes aren't aligned with the regular people's wishes, that's why we have the Desire Royale upside down, like falling off a wall or something like that.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it is interesting.
Definitely different.
Yeah. So okay, we get to the episode. This is where we actually get the introduction and then saying that it's going to be now the Desire Royale.
Yeah.
And sort of resets the world again. And all of those are little boxes that go in front of people that are being chosen to be part of the game again. But it is different this time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't write a wish when you enter. It's just going to be basically a free for all.
Right.
Fortnite rules.
Yeah.
Last one standing wins, and the last one gets their wish decided.
A battle royale.
Yeah.
Well, what does he say? He says
Said Fortnite.
Keep you no. He says Soel or CL. He says keep your desire close to your heart, because when you win, that'll be what you will change the world.
Yeah. So this is very much more 1v1v1v1 PvP type fighting. And this sort of, this is everybody getting their things.
Oh yeah.
And Geats is remembering that they've actually done this already in the movie.
Hey,
they had a little summer movie.
Watch the movie.
Winter movie last year, where it was Geats, Revice, and Ryuki, as you can see here.
A year later.
And you can see here, Revy and Vice. We still need to watch this. I think it's out.
That was a little side note. That was a debate on Twitter that I saw. What their names were: Kamen Rider Revy and Vice, which is what their names are. Yeah. People were saying it's Kamen Rider Revy. His name is Kamen Rider, and then Vice is Revice.
Why?
It's stupid, I know, but that was it was hilarious. When I saw that tweet, I was like busting out laughing because his name is Kamen Rider and his name is Revice.
That's weird.
That's hilarious.
Okay. So yeah, and then this, I guess, is a scene from the movie where they're all fighting each other. But yeah. It is just like in, I haven't seen Ryuki, but I know in Ryuki it's the same kind of thing where it's a battle royale. Everybody fights, last one standing wins.
Yes.
So that's what it looks like the last episodes of Geats are going to turn into. We still have Baroba. She's still around. She remembers everything, of course.
Right.
But she actually interacts with Kikera. He's here. So we see why he got the belt. He wants to use the belt with her powers to bring back Keiwa, because he's such a big fan of Keiwa, apparently, to help bring him back. Meanwhile, Sara, his sister, she still remembers him, and she's having like nightmares of him leaving. So she wakes up in a panic.
Look at her apartment.
Yeah,
destroyed state.
She's not doing so great, having lost him. So then Kekara shows up, and he gets her to join the Desire Royale. So she does. It's assumed here she does touch the buckle because Keiwa's back, and she agrees to join. And Keiwa looks so normal. Yeah, like just a normal sad man. He's not even like. There's no reason for him to be sad.
No,
because he doesn't remember anything from before. But he still just looks so pathetic.
That's what I think.
Beat up.
It's still like the side effects of his first DGP entry, whenever he was incredibly lucky. That's still effect of him being super unlucky now. Is still going. Like,
yeah,
he is a sad man.
I mean, we do see that unlucky thing happen later on when he's like playing a lottery. But even then, in the first couple episodes, he wasn't sad.
No, not even.
He wasn't like a sad sap.
In the first episode, he was trying to get a job at this corporation, and he was like super optimistic. He was like, I want to create world peace.
Yeah.
But like coming back
here, he just looks so fucking bummed out. Again, he hasn't experienced. I mean, he did, but he doesn't remember it. But anyway,
I kind of like that about him though.
That he's sad now,
because that's like the Kamen Rider thing.
Sure, but it feels like he should have played it normal and then got sad when he retouched his thing.
I see what you're saying.
Because then it makes more sense for him to be sad.
Right.
But here's my thing. So she's a writer now. this is a scene where Kekara is telling her basically, keep up your end of the bargain. But like I said, she did touch the badge.
Yes.
Her ID core.
Mm-hmm.
So that means she remembers her parents.
Yes, she remembers her parents dying, everything that Keiwa went through in the previous DGPs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she remembers it all. But
so
she's still like...
there's no reference to that at all.
We also see in this episode that she's super like up and up. She's super happy.
Yeah, she is like she's more happy go-getter. It feels like, I don't know, they got her character to a spot in the show and then they bottled it.
Uh-huh.
And now they're just using that instead of growing.
Uh-huh.
Because her remembering her parents dying should have, maybe it did, we didn't see it, should have impacted her way more.
Right.
But we'll see. So then we get Nago talking with Kyun. So they're sort of connecting, like all the writers are basically reconnecting with their sponsors, kind of. So he again reminds her, hey, you don't gotta do this, just come with me to the future and we'll be fine. She's like, no, I don't want to disappoint my fans. Which is because that's her thing. She's a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm. The cute moment that happened right before Kyun says, oh, of course you got a Desire Royale card. Don't join the Desire Royale. I don't want you to be hurt anymore. I don't even think you'd be number one left standing. And then Naon's like, oh, well, thank you for your compassion.
Yeah.
Asshole.
So yeah, they get sort of into it, and she announces what her like new wish is, and she wants to Spider-Man herself. If you guys have seen Spider-Man No Way Home, she wants a world that's forgotten about Kurama Neon.
Right.
Because spoiler alert, I mean, no, it doesn't make sense if you haven't been watching the other episodes, but she's not real. Like, she was manifested from a wish.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't really have like parents or a home or anything like that. So she thinks it's best if she just gone.
Right. She says, I don't want to think about my future right now.
Yeah. So we kind of get her where she's coming from. And then we see Geats talking with Sumuri on the rooftop. He's again with this little coin. And they're trying to talk about like how did he come back? Because she doesn't know, he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of implies that it was her, but she says she doesn't have that power. It's gonna end up that it was her. She's gonna have tap into that power and everything. But she said, yeah. He said, did you do anything? She said, no, I didn't make a wish though. So again, sort of, it's gonna come out that she did it.
Geats even says in this episode, maybe my sister prayed for my return.
Yeah, and he says a smile better suits my sister. So I'd like that he keeps bringing that up, and he's kind of treating her like a sibling.
Yeah.
Even though she hates it, she doesn't want any of that. I like that. That's their relationship is familial and not romantic.
That's so good. I love that for these two.
Yeah,
it's like it's familial.
Yeah.
She's saying that she doesn't have those powers anymore. Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Geats is still saying like, or Sumuri is saying, what do you want for the Desire Royale? Geats' whole like inspiration right now is to prove that her mother or his mother did nothing wrong. He's in the mindset right now of, my mom is trapped by the DGP. She's being held by them for their own personal gain, and I need to destroy this establishment. And that's basically what he gets into, stating that, he wants to rid the world of the DGP, which is what his Desire Royale card is gonna lead into. I'm not sure what. Oh, what's that? Nice.
I found this picture.
What is that?
I know.
What is this?
I know. I hope it's fake. And the only reason I bring this up is because we were just talking about how we like that they seem familial.
It's weird that they're in their normal clothes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's also weird that That's not like a. I don't know. That's not like a. That's not like a.
I don't know what this is, you guys.
That's not like a Christian, right? That's like a Jewish
I don't
wedding.
know.
It looks like a Jewish wedding.
I hope this is just photoshopped. Anyway,
It looks sick. It looks awesome.
no. Okay.
What is she saying afterwards?
So on that part, where were you at? Did you talk about that? She said, she asked what his wish was.
Yes.
And that she kind of has to. She kind of feels that it's going to be that she's going to.
Right. So
be the reason.
She says, Geats says, I want to take my mother out of the DGP, out of the progenitor's hands. And Sumuri says, I hope you get your wish. I really hope that's what happens. As she starts tearing up, which I think she knows that she's going to be the next one to fill that position of the goddess of creation.
Yeah.
Considering that she just wished back Geats. So we think.
You know, I mean, it'd be weird, but I would kind of be cool with Neon becoming it because she doesn't have a future or a past or anything like that.
Right. She doesn't want to hang on to Kyun, but that's pretty much the only option that she has.
Oh, if she becomes a desired deity or whatever, if she becomes the one that can grant wishes, that maybe that'd be something. But I don't know. I doubt it because she's a writer. We'll see. Yeah, we get this, and he says something like, let them get the final squabble. So again, sort of implying that this is going to be the last couple episodes. I mean, we still have maybe 12 to 16 episodes left.
Oof, that's stretching it.
They could do that with the run here, but we'll see.
But you know that they won't. They're going to finish this arc in like 2 more episodes, and then we'll have another arc that'll lead into the final thing.
We'll see. So it starts and everybody's kind of in the forest looking for everybody. I like this shot because Nago is kind of looking for somebody, and then somebody over there, we don't see who it is, and then it turns out it's Sara. They're excited to see each other. I like that.
Yeah.
So I just got the shot because it shows, no, she touched it and she knows, she remembers. But also we get to see what her little symbol is. It's a hakubi, which is kind of like a raccoon, a smaller little raccoon type thing, which makes sense for her. So they're catching up and talking and stuff, and Daichi shows up and he's fighting. Oh yeah.
Oh, this is good.
So Kekara is an asshole and he scares Keiwa while he's doing a little lotto thing down there.
Can't win the lotto.
Sara is still very happy, very trusting.
Yeah.
She approaches Daichi like a friend, and Nago's like, nah, dude, that dude tried to kill us a bunch.
Yeah.
He tried to throw your brother under the bus. She's like, eh?
For real?
And then, look at that bastard.
Still using Monster.
Yeah. Oh, they announced a Punk Jack special.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and the Shinobi special. He's coming back.
I wanted to put that at the end because I have a whole discussion about that.
Okay. And just so you know, we got to stop in about 30, 40 minutes.
Oh my God. All right,
We got to go watch the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is him, and yeah, I like Nago basically says like, looks like we're up. Now the fighting starts because they got to fight this dude.
Heck yeah.
She gets her little henshin pose. I don't know about that picture, but they get a pose, and yeah, she's there, and Kekara puts the picture on his TV so he can watch what's going on.
Like it's a sponsor room.
Yeah. And Kei was just watching, like, what the hell is this? Why am I watching this? Because he doesn't know it's his sister.
Right.
Because he didn't start watching until after she henshined.
And he's freaking out about there's a frog talking statue in my room.
So Daichi, Natch Sparrow, does what he does, and he whoops on the girls.
He's a monster.
And Keiwa gets his little special box, and he comes to rescue right before his sister gets beaten bad.
Do you remember what the reason was for that? Kekara, the frog, the reason that he put Hana in the Desire Royale was for Keiwa. Kekara says, humanity at their lowest point bounces back up to be as great as they can be. And for Keiwa to be at his lowest point, he needs to have the downfall of his closest one, which is his sister. Which is why Kekara put her in the Desire Royale.
Yeah, we get that here. It's really messed up.
Yeah.
I think Kekara is turning out to be quite an asshole.
Yeah.
Does her shoes? I just know she just put her shoes up on the table up there.
Well, yeah, man, it's a Japanese household.
But they don't put the shoes up on tables. But yeah, there they are chilling, watching what's happening. We can kind of see the TV and we can see that there's nothing on there.
Nope, nada.
That's
an old TV.
Yeah. Anyway, is it an old TV?
Yeah, man. Check it.
Nah.
Is that a flat screen?
It is flat, yeah.
Why is it Rodondo right here? Whatever.
So they're fighting and then Buffa shows up. And he sort of does one slash and takes a lot of them out. And that's when Daichi's like, peace.
He bounces.
He's gone. Because he knows not to fight Buffa. And then right before Buffa does a big slap to everybody, Mr. Save the World comes in and saves everybody, puts Sara down really gently. And
he starts punching on Buffa to no avail.
Yeah.
There's no damage going.
But he's speedy, so he distracts them and they all get away.
Mm-hmm.
Keiwa thanks Geats for saving them, but he's still pissed at him.
Yeah.
And these three kind of have a little discussion what their goals are, and Geats wants the world without the GGP. And these two are both like, no.
Yeah.
The GGP still has to answer for the shit that they've done.
We still Keiwa says, you want to destroy the DGP while the people that died haven't even come back yet. Like, I still need to bring everyone back.
Yeah.
Which was Keiwa's wish 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And Neon said, there's still things I have to do.
Yeah.
We still need the DGP.
Mm-hmm.
Geats not having it.
But Geats is upset that, his mom is doing this against her will and everything. So he believes his mom is innocent.
Right.
Keiwa is 100% convinced that his mom is an asshole.
Yeah. Keiwa says the goddess of creation has to atone for her sins.
Yeah. So it kind of feels like a Civil War type fight. Like a Marvel Civil War where
I see that.
Where they both have their reasons and they're both correct. It just depends on who you talk to and what reasoning they have.
Right.
So it's interesting. It's cool. I like this idea, especially because it can fuel more to them fighting each other, because they do need to fight each other.
Right.
In this new rule set.
This is the Desire Royale.
So we'll see what happens. What did you think of the episode?
Oh, I thought this. Oh man, it was so good. This seems like a good stepping off point to the end of the series. Introducing Hana. Obviously, she's gonna die.
Sara.
Sara. Oh, I called her Hana 2 times. Introducing Sara into the show as a writer increases Keiwa's motivation to save everyone. Having Sara as a writer and then dying probably in the future to bring Keiwa up to like the next level of what he could be is going to be a good moment in his character. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I don't want to see Sara die.
No.
But she will. I only can feel that only because Keiwa's wish is to bring everyone back that died.
Yeah.
So even if she dies, Keiwa will win. Yeah.
I can see that.
And that's what I think too. I think Keiwa's going to win the Desire Royale.
I think he has to.
Right.
But I don't think he's gonna get rid of DGP.
No, I don't know. He still needs it.
I did like this episode a lot too. Give me more female writers, of course. I don't want her to die.
Right.
Because that would really, really stink, especially since, again, Nago has somebody to hang out with. Remember back when Lopo was there?
Yeah, that was also good.
Those two were really buddy. Remember when I said who was the...
Yeah. Man, you called that instantly. I thought it was Keiwa. I thought they were going to do like a...
Were we recording?
Super bait and switch. Huh?
Were we recording? We were, right?
Yeah. That was like our 4th episode.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
Female writers are always a good thing.
There's rumors, some toy rumors. Do you want to hear? I don't know a lot of them. I don't have a list.
Yeah, go for it.
Rumor of a new upgrade is that somebody's going to get a new upgrade called Fantasy.
Ooh.
We don't know who. A lot of people were saying it was going to be this guy, Keiwa.
Uh-huh.
Some people are now saying it might be Sara.
Oh, yeah, because she doesn't have a dedicated form yet.
Another thing is, the like main riders have a special thing in their helmet or something that helps make them main riders. They have special like abilities, underlying abilities. You know Tanuki's, right? He's lucky.
Yeah, he's lucky.
Okay. Sada has it too.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what it was, but she has one.
Right.
So that makes her more like a mainstay series writer.
Right.
Punk Jack had one too, and he's gone, but that's fine. My point is, I think if she has a special attribute like that, that might mean she's gonna stick around for a little longer.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. When I said that Sarah was gonna die, I'm meaning like the last 4 episodes she's gonna die. Like this is gonna be like endgame stuff.
I think if she were to die, it would be in the next 4 episodes.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, so that we can get a big Kawa scream.
Oh, yeah.
And then him go berserk on Geats.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I also think, I'm just going to throw this out there, that coin that Geats has,
yes,
it's going to turn into a power-up, or it's going to turn into his ID core. He's going to lose his ID core.
Oh.
And he's going to flip the coin or something, and it's going to catch in his hands and open his hand up. It's going to be his ID core again.
You want to write for Toei?
Something like that, huh?
You want to write for Toei?
I shouldn't, because that shouldn't be that predictable. But
I think you should, because that's really cool. I didn't think about that.
We'll see.
Also, in this episode that happened, Buffa still the Desire Royale, the progenitor does not take away Buffa's super ultimate mode, where he can like beat all the riders.
Yeah, he still has that. Yeah, guys, I think the original Buffa suit's done.
Right, but Buffa still having that mode, that means he's gonna win the Desire Royale.
Yep.
Like there's no like you take away his god mode before you start the battle royale.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's just me. Nudge Sparrow beating up the 2 girls in this episode was brutal.
Yeah.
Super brutal. Almost as brutal as the white sheep getting murdered on in the previous.
Was her name Mary?
Yeah, it was like Mary the sheep or something, or Mary Lynn.
I don't know.
Marilyn.
Let's go into King-Ohger.
Heck yeah.
So it opens up with a little flashback of kids playing as King-Ohger, and Gira, of course, being their buddy. I can feel my voice going. By the way,
I hear it. Right?
Yeah, okay. It doesn't. It's not hurting. It's just I'm not going to be able to do much.
Water.
I have water. 2 waters. So what that means is you'll pick up if I start dropping real bad.
Absolutely.
We can see here she has a book of King-Ohger.
Showing the legend. She's basically reading the legendary King-Ohger.
Yeah, Legend King-Ohger.
Legend King-Ohger. She's telling that to Gira in this sort of flashback scene. And then we cut to Gira now waking up from the flashback, tangled up in tentacles.
He's tangled up, and Death in the Rock has him.
Yes.
I took a bunch of shots of just acting, because these guys acted their asses off in this episode, and it was amazing.
Man.
Especially Yanma. So last episode, we remember the sort of assistants, the aides were out doing work while the King-Ohgers were fighting, because that's how it is. But in the aides being out in the field, they got attacked by Death in the Rock as well. They all got strangled with those tentacle things. So Yanma's upset that his aid isn't 100% yet.
Yeah, he says he yells at Himeno Ran. He says, "You're the greatest doctors in the world, and this is the best you can do." The doctors say they're still alive, but they're unconscious. We do not know when they're going to wake up. And Himeno Ran is sad looking at Sebastian, who is also in the same unconscious state.
Yeah. And Morphina didn't really get it that bad because she found Rita.
Right.
But yeah.
Thank God.
Just then, a transmission comes in from Rackley's, and he's out of pocket as hell.
Yeah.
If you remember in the last episode too, at the very end, Death in the Rock put those seed things in each country. What's it called?
The seeds?
In AOT?
The rumbling.
The rumbling. And this time they're infused with like the roots so that they're not able to just picked up and shot like they did last time.
Right, they're protected.
Yeah.
Rackley says, "It's very convenient you all are together, so I can talk to you all at the same time. And Black is Kaguragi saying, "Dude, shut up."
No,
the
he
world's at
says.
stake.
Okay, so what Ratcliffe says is,
What did he say?
this is happening, and if you need help,
That's
we need
right.
to do this together. You guys are going to swear your fealty to me, and your nation will get priority. Because remember, Ratcliffe has that like fake King-Ohger mech.
Yeah.
So he tells them, that pledge to me, and we'll go to your nation first. And they're like, go fuck yourself. What are you talking about?
Black says, "This is no time to be playing politics.
No time for politics." Yeah, and I did this specifically because he's the one that says that.
Yeah,
because he's the one that's constantly playing politics. He's jumping around like crazy.
He's playing all sides.
So yeah, Ratcliffe is like, listen, there's a lot. There's these 5 things and seeds, and we only have this one mech. Gira's dead. We need, you need my help to protect your nations. So nobody wants to do it.
And he says, dude, he's a total asshole. He says there will be casualties. People will die. Land will be taken. But whoever pledges fealty will go to you first, so we can save as many of you as we can.
Yeah.
So crazy.
So Yanma, of course, has big beef with Ratcliffe, and he says no. So basically, in this scene, everybody walks off and leaves.
Mm-hmm.
But Himeno Ran sort of brings up the legend that was referenced at the beginning of the episode of the King-Ohger working together and everything, to stop something like this from happening in the past.
Legend King-Ohger. And
Yanma basically laughs it off like, that's a fairy tale. We're gonna have time to believe in fairy tales. And she's like, well, we have to believe in something. That's all we have right now is faith,
right,
and hopes and dreams. But everybody's like, no. So they all go back to their own countries to deal with it themselves. Kaguragi does toy with the idea of giving up or pledging fealty to Ratcliffe, which of course is how that dude rolls.
He says he'll make any ugly decision it takes for him to make sure his people are safe.
Mm-hmm. So we go back to Death in Rock, just beating up Gira. Everybody wants Gira because again, Gira can control King-Ohger.
Right.
And Death in Rock wants King-Ohger out of the picture so that he can control the world and destroy it and everything.
Mm-hmm. Destroy the lesser life forms.
So yeah, there's a shot of Yanma looking at that big seed thing in his city, in his country. And he goes to work. So
cyberpunk, him looking at the thing, and there's another shot right after that of his face, like with the neon lights looking at it. So cyberpunk.
Yeah. We see his aide come up.
Yep.
And he says, look, I know you're not 100%, but I need you working. And he says basically, all right, Prez, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And there's Himeno living. Everybody's, again, in their countries thinking about what's going on. We see Morphonia listening to Rita again with her
Mofun. Great Mofun.
Yeah. So Rita has a flashback to the last episode where Gira tells her, have you ever asked if Rita needed help?
Yeah.
It was never any good time. Well, sometimes you don't ask, you just do with your actions, you help. So see what happens after this. Again, acting.
Oh man,
in this episode, Yanma really gave it his all.
He's going for that Oscar.
He did it, and so did his aide. This was a really intense scene.
Yeah.
This is again the same kind of conversation. You can't do this on your own. You need help.
This is the first time in the show that Yanma referred to himself as king. He yells that to his companion right here.
Yeah.
He says, I am king. I am the king. I have to protect everyone. This is how I'm going to do it.
And he says basically, you're not just king.
Right.
You're also our Yanma.
Yes. Very touching.
Which is really cool because again, when we first went to this country and we saw how everybody was, remember the first time he henchined and did that in front of them, they made fun of him. Even though he's their leader, because that's just how this country is. So yeah, him saying, you're our you're not just this. You're our
Oriental.
buddy. You know. And then here, yeah, we can see Sebastian, and he's saying, you know, Ran, Prince, Queen,
Oh, shoot.
you know, you need help. Yeah, and
Jesus, so sad.
yeah, she's really feeling it. I really like the performances in this episode. It was really, really good. And then, you know, we get this for everyone.
Yeah, everyone having like their own thing. Like, you have to protect
Yeah.
yourself, and you know,
Yeah.
we're here for you, and all that.
Kagaragi, everybody. Oh, you know what was going on before too? I forgot. In these scenes with these two, the blue and yellow countries, they had said basically to evacuate the country,
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
and
yeah.
so did Kagaragi. He said, "Everybody leaves. We can come back, even if this place is destroyed.
Yeah.
We'll come back eventually."
He says someday.
Yeah.
Someday we'll come back.
So everybody was basically ready to just leave their countries,
Yep.
accept defeat. But that's when the aides were like telling them, like, "Hey, you know, it's not just you out there.
Yep.
You're a team and everything." And yeah, like I said, just really great performances. So while Rita's talking to Mofun, or you know, talking to herself as Mofun sort of reacts, and it turns out it's not by itself. Morphina's there to pat her and everything.
This is the best ever. This is the greatest.
And this is an adorable scene.
The greatest thing in
It's
Sentai.
really, really, really touching.
And we see the little Mexican Muffin.
Mofun
in the
down
bottom.
there. I might link this scene in the description below. My buddy put it on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's not going to have subtitles, but that's fine.
This is so good.
It is very, very touching. They have a very good heart to heart. Rita catches on that it's Morphina. She broke into the room,
Right.
and they sort of have a talk about, you know, again, it's the same kind of discussion
Yeah.
again. That was really good because she couldn't take it and is basically crying right there in front of the
Yeah, he's like just crying hard into Mofun.
Yeah, it's really great. And then we see all of them sort of get their resolve, and they leave their kingdoms.
They all steal themselves.
Yeah. So Gira is launched into here so that Death and Rock can show him what's going on in the world. But Gira is not going to give up King-Ohger to Death and Rock.
Right.
So Death and Rock's like, all right, bye.
You have to die
You have to die
again.
again. It looks like you have to die again. Yeah.
That was such a good scene. Such a good line from him. He says, "I'll never give up King-Ohger," and he says, "I guess you'll have to die again."
Yeah. So he boots him off. Just by chance, everybody shows up too, so they're all fighting. And there's a lot of out of suit fighting in this. It's really, really awesome.
The suit's so
Been
good.
waiting for this. Dawn Brothers did not have any of that shit, but that's because it was a comedy series. It's okay.
Yeah.
But seeing it here, that's so godlike. Look, Rita just doing it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him.
Tomeboy. Him and Iran get in there. Oh, and this is when they're all saying, they're all henching, saying "Royal Arms."
Yeah, it was a really good henshin sequence. Actually, my buddy Fabio put this on Twitter too. Maybe I put it on the wall.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But yeah, this was really cool.
Group pension. Roll call.
Group henshin. Hey, everybody.
Everyone's saying their thing.
You see the little emblem. And then we get to him, and he doesn't have that
No.
because he's not king.
Right.
Technically, he's not the ruler of his country, and he doesn't like swear fealty to Shugadam, this country.
He's only Kuwagata-Oger. He's not a king.
But then we have a fight with the final boss.
Yeah, just straight
this,
up.
Like this is episode 50.
Very reminiscent of Don Armage.
Really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
He fights, and Gira even gets this cool little thing, and it's really awesome. We get this really cool scene from Himeno Ran and Kagaragi fighting with these little tentacle things, and they hold them down, and you can see purple and blue working together.
Everyone's a team here.
Yeah, shoot, and then they're holding them together. It literally is like a fight you would see at the end of the series.
Just when you think he's about to explode, like it's the end of the series,
he bounces.
he bounces.
Yeah. And then the 5 capsules open up. So then they meet up, and they're like, okay, I guess this is where we didn't really have much of a plan. And then the the sacred treasures come,
Uh-huh.
and they show up, and they sort of work things out. So Gira's like, yeah, we can work together. And they reference the legend, and they're like, yeah, we can make that legend real now.
Yeah.
And then we get this really cool Henshin monologue, or just a retelling of the legend.
It's cool. They we see a part of the speech in the beginning of the episodes with the kids in the first picture that you saw, but now the actual speech is said by the
actual Sentai,
by the actual people here.
And this is just a really cool shot. Like, this is such a good episode. And then I got shots of each of their parts of the speech. Yanma, Ran, Agaragi, Rita, she's standing there like the standing emoji. And then Gira, again.
All color-coded except for Gira.
Yeah. But even before that, we should mention, he did have he was worried that it wouldn't work because he's not a king.
Right.
But I like that Yanma was like, what the hell? Are you talking right now? You want to back out? Like, this whole time, you've been like the Demon King this, the Demon King that.
Too late to back out now, dude.
And Gira's like, oh yeah, you're right, I guess. So they work together, and this is really cool shot too, where they come together. This is like the group Henshin roll call type thing that, again, you get near the end of the series or the beginning of the series.
Right.
And it feels really nice to have here. And then, they combine all 13 mech.
Yes.
Into one. Into this beast of a thing. Look at all that gold.
Woo.
Looks really, really, really sick. And then, we get this shot of them and the thing. It's finally them working together as a team, which, not that before they weren't, but this is like actual unification.
Where they're all working towards the one goal.
Yeah. And they go and they beat up each of them in each of the countries. They put them all together in one spot so they can do one big blast. Oh, and then here's also a big roll call type thing as well.
Yeah.
Where they sort of announce themselves.
The wise king Tombo.
Yeah.
The beautiful Himeno Ran. Should I forget the rest?
Yeah, that's why I didn't start it, because I didn't know.
Oh, there it is.
But it's the wise king Yanmagast.
Yeah.
The brilliant queen Himeno Ran. You said brilliant, and you said beautiful.
I said beautiful.
You see where your mind is?
Hey, man.
The lordly king of bounty, Kaguragi Dibyoski. Should move that too.
Dibyoski. That's how he says it.
The unshakable sovereign, Rita Kaniska. Sovereign. Not
king.
Not king or queen.
Nope.
And then Gira with the tyrant king Gira, excuse me.
Traditional roll call. So good.
Kind of, yeah. Then they because they didn't say their they didn't say their ranger name. They said their name.
Who got an Oja?
Yeah. And then they get to destroy all 5 of them, and every kingdom saw it. It was really cool. Gold showers. Oh, that lady has braces.
Oh wow.
It was really great. Everybody got to see it, and some just got like a projection of it.
Yeah, like an Aurora Borealis.
But this asshole claims that he took credit for it all.
He walks in the street with like waving his hand and shit.
Yeah, because again, everybody thinks Gear is dead. I guess including him. So it had to have been reckless to have done this.
Right.
So he's not cool with that. And then Death Neurot. We come back to Death Neurot. So he says that, and all the other kings are like, they don't say anything. They don't fight it because it's pointless to. And it cuts to again Death Neurot saying, "Okay, now is the time we're gonna turn the world upside down."
The scholar guy comes into the frame and he says the preparations are complete.
Yeah.
Super ominous.
Yeah. So the preview for the next episode is, that's a shot. Preview for the next episode is the 6th.
Yes.
We are getting the 6th. We know he's a white spider. I'm excited. We'll see what happens. But what do you think of this episode?
The white spider. He's also the narrator.
He's a narrator, and he was narrating the end of this episode too.
The end of the episode, he says, "I guess it's time for me to stop sleeping and for me to get in there."
What do you think of the episode?
Oh, so good. It was so cinematic. This seemed like a perfect ending to the show.
Yeah.
If there was one. This is definitely going in like how you said before, we talked off camera about
I said this last time.
Yeah.
I said this the first 5 episodes. Those first 5 episodes felt like you could edit it together to make one good cohesive movie.
Right.
And the end like post-credit scene would be whenever they dig the holes in Rita's kingdom to get that jewel. That could be the post-credit scene that leads into this movie, because this really did feel like an end cap.
Right.
So it was like good sagas or arcs or chapters, whatever you call them in anime, because that's what it feels like. Yeah.
You could turn the first 5 into the return of King-Ohger, and then the next 5, which is 6 through 10, into the legendary King-Ohger.
Yeah.
Which is this. And then the next 5 after this will be the 6th story, maybe? Possibly?
We'll see. They've been doing a pretty good job of keeping everything together. I don't know. I'm just super excited. This has been such a good series, and I'm so grateful because after I said it a bunch, Dawn Brothers, who knew what we were going to get next?
Yeah.
I'm so glad it's good. This is fantastic stuff.
This is.
And if you're listening to this, just listening, not watching along, please watch along. It's just 10 episodes. I know that sounds like a lot, but this is just great stuff, man.
Especially this episode specifically, the acting in this episode is top tier.
It's final episode acting.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
They fight the final boss. They do a team finisher on him. They do the roll call finally of all them, and they announce themselves. This seems like a really good end cap. Like if you don't want to know the 6th, you can stop right here. Although we're gonna keep watching.
Yeah,
because the arcs and the progression of the story is gonna keep on going higher and higher. It seems like. I know last episode I said it seems like we were gonna be high up and then slowly transition down, so that by the end of the series we'll get a nice peaceful transition to the next Sentai. But with the situation that we're having here with the arcs and like the 5 episode movies, it's like we're just gonna get higher and higher from here, like better and better. That is to say,
hopefully. I mean, we'll see. It's happened before. Yeah, I don't have really much else to say. I can't wait to make this mech with my toys.
I don't know if that that clip is on Twitter yet, but I want that clip of Tombo Yama talking to his companion, yelling, "I am king."
Yeah.
Whenever that part came on, I was like, "Whoa, Jesus Christ, dude!" Okay, like he's never said that before.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Really good stuff. Also, the out of suit fighting, top tier.
Out of suit fighting. This is all, man.
It's all post COVID.
I think this was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Just if you guys can, like, this is really good fiction. This is really, really good fiction. And don't let that it's like dudes in spandex fighting each other get in the way at all. You can still very much appreciate the storytelling that's going on here.
Right.
Get on it, guys. It's great. I can't vouch for this any higher.
In previous Sentai iterations, you could definitely say this is a kid's show. Like you can watch this as a kid and appreciate it, and we are adults watching it and we love the story and the thing that's going on. But for this series specifically, for King-Ohger, it seems like this is like how do you say? You look at this and you say, this is not just for kids. This is not just a kid's show. This is very much top tier entertainment.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. Thanks everybody for listening.
Not just a toy commercial, that is to say.
No, but it is still a toy commercial.
Very much so.
Thanks everybody for listening, for watching. We'll be back next week. Again, probably on Tuesday next week. But we'll see. Thanks for coming by. I have been Super Blastex. I am Super Blastex on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, the Super Blastex on TikTok. Come by, check us out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're getting a lot of watch hours because of that Zyuohger video, but we don't have enough subscribers. So if you guys could please subscribe, especially if you listen this long, come on.
Like, comment, and subscribe. We want the engagement.
Come on. So yeah,
let's do it.
I'm Super Blastex.
I'm Toku Tony. You can find me everywhere at Toku Tony. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, DoorDash.
Whoa.
IMDb.
Whoa.
You can find me at Toku Tony. I love this so much.
All right, guys, we're gonna get ready to go watch the Guardians movie.
And for Guardians,
Volume 3. Hope it's good. I hear it's good.
bye bye.
Bye, guys.